In Unit 2, we will reflect on quality standards and evaluation metrics. When thinking about internationalization, it is essential to consider cultural and institutional differences. The internationalization of institutions has an impact at the national level, and therefore there must be a clear strategy to maximize its potential. When adopting an internationalization strategy, it is important to evaluate its impact. Defining qualitative and quantitative indicators is essential. This is not a static process, and institutions can benefit from the support of stakeholders. It is important to be aware of the factors that can influence the quality of the process. There are different factors that need to be considered, such as cultural differences, language of instruction, partnerships. An internationalization policy must be thought out with a global vision, taking into account the context of the institution itself, the national context, and the main players. It must therefore be aligned with national needs. A national internationalization strategy should be created, taking into account the various partners. It is important to identify barriers in the strategy that could hinder the internationalization process of VET, and, where possible, reduce them. Incorporating information on the experiences of former students, analyzing the history of the effects of internationalization, and sharing it can be a useful, practical, and real contribution to defining a strategy. The variety and quality of the information gathered is important for creating a strategy that is best suited to the context and reality of VET. The internationalization strategy must clearly contain the institution's internationalization objectives. The strategy must be appropriate to the institution's situation. Stakeholders and possible partners who can make relevant contributions and facilitate the process must be involved. The strategic plan should also contain monitoring and evaluation processes. Analyzing the experience of other institutions is also relevant in this process, allowing us to reflect on the internationalization approaches adopted. Although it is relevant, the institution needs to ensure that the internationalization strategy and objectives are aligned with internal policies. Internationalization represents an opportunity for vets to better prepare their students for a global context and improve their performance. It improves their reputation and contributes to economic and regional development. It is important for students to acquire global skills, enabling them to adapt and work in different contexts, overcoming communication and cultural barriers that may exist. Global competencies enable you to achieve global citizenship. Performance indicators allow the measurement of the current performance of organizations and its improvement. Indicators must have certain characteristics in order to achieve their purpose. They must be well-defined, coherent, appropriate to the organization's performance, and must follow a standard. Quality standards and metrics offer relevant information to vets, which can be important in decision-making processes. If you require additional content, you can explore additional resources, tips, and web resources. You can also consider joining the TourX network, an independent portal for providers in the tourism sector, where you can connect with different experts from the field. Thank you.